Good morning. This presentation is titled Single Homosexual Prospective Parents Barred from Adopting Children. I'm Susan Hernandez. This is CJ 6100 Law and Public Policy with Professor Gravely at National American University on May 14, 2018. Current issues regarding court actors of the criminal justice system, courts, as related to single homosexual prospective parents barred from adopting children. In the first place, over half of the states have utilized the parent's sexual preference to decline custody, adoption, visitation, and foster care in the court system. For example, Florida and New Hampshire sustain laws that forbid gays and lesbians from becoming adoptive parents. Arkansas arrogated a policy disallowing homosexuals and cohabitants from being adequate as foster parents. This next slide displays books as an image relevant to GLBT parents having to do a lot of research to find a resolution so that they're able to adopt. Current issues regarding court actors of the criminal justice system, police, as related to single homosexual parents barred from adopting children. Kids stuck in permanent foster care may live in 20-plus homes until they reach the majority of age. Long-standing foster care leads to incidental amplified emotional issues, delinquency, drug abuse, and academic conflicts. This means children in foster care are high risk pertaining to the possibility of becoming future crime statistics rather than thriving in the world. Now, current issues regarding core actors of the criminal justice system, corrections, as related to single homosexual parents barred from adopting children. Plenty of evidence documents the severe damage inflicted upon kids without permanent homes who are housed in foster care. Crimes committed against foster children are physical abuse and sexual abuse. The ultimate crime is leaving children abandoned to their fate due to prejudices when more children can have parents that will love and protect them. Leaving children neglected in the foster care shuffle is exposing these innocent beings who need protection to the grasp of monsters such as sexual predators as well as other dangers. What is the point of sending additional sexual predators to corrections when the ones who truly need assistance and security are youth? Why make adoption into a complex situation when the resolution is simple? Here we have the scales weighing out the ethics between right and wrong. Public opinion surrounding single lesbian gay parents adopting. Nearly half the land, 22 states, sustain the children's best interest in mind, supporting homosexual parents in their adoptive journeys. Instead, more than half of the nation depend on myths and stereotypes. As can be seen, opinions over the matter are divided. Identification and goals of one interest group that has my position. The Child Welfare League of America holds my same position and is sponsored by the Human Rights Campaign. According to the Child Welfare League of America, applicants must be evaluated on the grounds of their abilities to successfully parent a child, necessitating family interrelation, and not on their race, nationality, income, age, marital status, religion, appearance, differing life ways, or sexual preference. Single lesbian gay parents correspond to the precise category of marital status and differing lifestyles, and should therefore be considered as applicants, not in almost half of the country, but entirely within the states. It is incomprehensible how agencies can turn away adopting parents, GLBT adopting parents, when there is a shortage of adoptive parents needed for children. Current federal or state corrective measures taken. Bearing the best interest of a child touchstone to rule on these cases is what state agencies and courts act in accordance to. This is the standard federal and state goes by. Hence, an individual's sexual preference has no reasoning to terminate or restrict parent-child relationships, except if it is implied that it results in damaging the minor, a contention which has been commonly invalidated by social science research. Political positions of the Republican and Democrat parties. In ABC News Casual Public Illustrative of 1,031 adults, there were remarkable variations across demographic variables. Many females promoted gay adoption, whereas a lot of males countered it. Younger generations defended gay couples' adoptions, yet almost all senior citizens confuted it. A bulk of Easterners and Midwesterners were receptive, but many Southerners were negating. A plurality of Westerners was sympathetic. Predominance of Democrats and Independents encouraged gay adoption, unlike the majority of the Republicans. The Republicans went against it. Political gridlock hampered the passage of necessary legislation to address GLBT parental rights. Since July 2002, outmoded sodomy laws are the case in 13 states. Same-sex sodomy is banned in 4 states. Same and opposite-sex sodomy is prohibited in 9 states. Specifically, we're talking about laws in Massachusetts dictating a 5-year prison sentence for oral sex and 20 years in prison for anal sex. Originates in the 1600s Puritan era. Over 35 states have nullified these laws since the 1970s. The nullification of the rest of these laws would impart significant safety to GLBT parents and their young. Brief history outlining the history of gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered parental rights. For decades, there has been a real crisis for foster kids in America. Approximately 500,000 youth in foster care are nationally in need of families. About 100,000 must be adopted. A crucial shortage of adoptive and foster parents are found in the United States. Even more, last year there were eligible adoptive parents at the disposal of only 20,000 of the minors. Identification of a real-world example of the current disposition. Jomari Goizo is a real-world example of the current disposition pertaining to gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered parenting. Despite being a TV personality, beauty expert, celebrity hairstylist, makeup artist, and a qualified person to be an adoptive parent, he was denied. Jomari Goizo is a Floridian. When Goizo traveled to the Dominican Republic, he began an adoption process of a boy who became very attached to him. Jomari received notification via telephone informing him he couldn't pursue the adoption process further because he is a single gay parent. The following slide exhibits an image of one of the major models in the criminal justice system. Public policy proposal. All the more reason because single homosexual prospective parents are treated as if they're criminals. My proposal to address the GLBT parental rights issue is rooted in the due process model of the criminal justice system. Of course, this includes obligating the states to provide gay, lesbian parents trying to adopt children much of the constitutional defense that is regularly granted to those accused of actual federal offenses. For if gay, lesbian, adoptive parents are targeted as criminals, they should also be accorded with the same safeguards included in the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. In order to avoid tipping the scales, applying this model to child adopting cases may also reveal possible errors within the stages of prior trials, giving prospective gay parents the opportunity to be a parent, and most importantly, giving a child a place to call home. The next slide is an image of a representation of the Bill of Rights. Statistics are offered in reference to an explanation. In effect, 117,000 youths are available for adoption in the foster care system. Yearly, just 46,000 are adopted from public child welfare services. An image that stands for all the children in the world deserving of the same rights. Evaluation and appraisal of my proposed plan. Culminate all types of discrimination towards GLBT persons in custody, visitation, foster care, and adoption laws. Modify adoption statutes to advance an action through which unwed companions can adopt children in the same way as step-parents. Modify adoption laws to permit one person or even more than two people to be the legal parent or parents of a minor. Modify state laws to develop a legal presupposition that a minor born in the setting of a same-sex relationship is the legal child of both companions. Legislate laws authorizing a woman who is close to giving birth to acquire a pre-adoption court order identifying her same-sex companion as the second parent in the circumstance the biological mother passes on prior to the second parent adoption being settled. Conclusion. In any event, the pathway I will take to introduce my proposed public policy proposal for legislation purposes to the state and federal government are to deliver my GLBT parental rights public policy proposal to the mayor in Tallahassee, Florida. Mayor Andrew D. Gillum has a gay brother. Mayor Gillum will most likely align with me on the identified issue. I plan on grabbing the attention of the political member towards my GLBT parental rights public policy proposal by way of my intellect. Conclusion. What can be done? What must be done? I will write a letter to the mayor. Indeed, within the lines, I will humbly request Mayor Gillum if he may present legislation for gay/lesbian single parents to have the right to adopt children in the foster care system into the process of the legislative branch. All the more as Chief Executive, Mayor Gillum could impact the legislative operation by directly lobbying legislative affiliates or by virtue of influence groups. Contact info for Office of the Mayor is also listed in this next slide. On the final slide, references are listed. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a magical day.